Hello and welcome to my Mount Farming Guide series. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the continent of Kalimdor and a path that you can take in order to hit all the dungeons, raids, and world bosses that have the potential to drop mounts for you. We're going to start our journey by heading to your faction capital in BFA. This guide is optimized for travel for level 120 characters, so if you're lower than this, you can probably still follow along, but you may have to take a different path to get there, or if you're watching this later on, there may be new optimal routes to get to these places. But for now, we're going to start in our faction capital, and we're going to take the portal to Silithus. Once we're in Silithus, we're going to head southwest to the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. This is a raid from Classic WoW, and it has the potential to drop the Ahn'Qiraj Battle Tank. The Ahn'Qiraj Battle Tank can come in 4 different colors. You have the blue, green, red, and yellow. This is a mount that actually drops from the trash in the Temple of Ahn'Qiraj. So you're not actually looking for any of the bosses. You want to kill all the trash you possibly can to potentially get the drop for this mount. You can collect all the colors, but one thing to note about this mount is it's only usable in this particular raid. So if that's not interesting to you, then you can probably skip this and just head straight to the next step of the guide. However, this is cool from a collector's standpoint, and it is a piece of one of the original big moments from Classic WoW, and so some people will want to have that for the sentimental value. Plus, if you go back to Ahn'Qiraj for any other reason, you can ride around on your battle tank while you're there. The next thing we're going to do is get back to our faction capital cities. This is going to be Orgrimmar if you're Horde, or Stormwind if you're Alliance. Once you're there, you're going to want to head to the area that contains your Cataclysm portals. For the Horde, your Cataclysm portals are going to be in the Valley of Wisdom. If you're on the Alliance, your Cataclysm portals will be right here on the map below the Stormwind title. Once we're here, we're going to be taking the portal to Uldum. Once in Uldum, you're going to head southwest to the Throne of the Four Winds. Throne of the Four Winds is a raid from Cataclysm that has a chance to drop the Drake of the South Wind. This mount drops from the final boss, Ahn'Qiraj, and this is a really fast raid that you can run in about 2 or 3 minutes depending on what class you're playing on and what kind of movement speed abilities you have. You can get this mount on any of the difficulty levels, and because this is a raid, you're able to farm it once per week. Once you're done with the Throne of Four Winds, or if you're skipping it because you've already done it for the week, we're going to head straight over to the Vortex Pinnacle to the east. The Vortex Pinnacle has the chance to drop the Drake of the North Wind from Ahn'Qiraj, who is the second boss in the dungeon. You can do this on any difficulty of the dungeon, and since this is a dungeon, you can reset this up to 10 times per hour to farm this mount over and over again. Once you're done with the Vortex Pinnacle, we're going to be heading northeast out of Uldum into Tanaris to the Caverns of Time. Once you're in the main portion of the Caverns of Time, you're going to head to the northwest and go to the Dragon Soul Raid. There are actually 3 mounts that you can get in the Dragon Soul Raid. Because this is a raid, you can farm these once per week. The first mount that you can get is Experiment 12B. This drops from the Lesser Cache of Aspects, which comes from the boss Onyxia, which is the 5th boss of the raid. The next mount you can get is the Blazing Drake. This comes from an Elementium Fragment, which drops off of the final boss of the raid, Deathwing. The last mount you can collect is called the Lifebinder's Handmaiden. This also comes from the Elementium Fragment, which drops from the final boss, Deathwing, but it's only available if you are on Heroic difficulty level. This can be Heroic 10 or 25, either one is fine. Once you're done with Dragon Soul, you're going to head north into Dustwallow Marsh, and we're headed for the Onyxia's Lair raid. At Onyxia's Lair, you have the chance to get the Onyxian Drake. This drops off of Onyxia, who is the only boss in the raid. You can do this on any difficulty level. It's really quick. It only takes a couple of minutes. This is a raid, so you're able to attempt this once per week. When you're done with Onyxia's Lair, head back to your faction capitals and go to the Cataclysm portals again. This time we're going to be taking the portal to Hyjal. Once you're at Mount Hyjal, you're going to head southwest to the Firelands. The Firelands has the chance to drop 2 different mounts. The first is the Flame Talon of Ahn'Qiraj. This drops from the boss of the same name, and the Firelands is kind of an open area where you can go from one boss to the other. You don't have to progress in a linear fashion, so you can kind of make a beeline for this boss if you just want to farm this particular mount. The second mount you can get is the Pure Blood Firehawk. This drops from Ragnaros, who is the final boss of the Firelands. Both these mounts are available on either difficulty, and since this is a raid, you can run this once per week in an attempt to get these mounts. Once you're done in the Firelands, you're done with the mount route for Kalimdor. Optionally, you could head over to Darkshore, where there are a lot of rare mobs there that have the potential to drop mounts, but as they're not dungeons, raids, or world bosses, I'm not going to be covering those in this guide video. I myself have collected a few of the mounts available in this run, and I continue to do this run in the attempt to get as many of these mounts as I possibly can. If you enjoyed the video, do all the YouTube stuff. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, and let me know in the comment section below if you happen to get one of these mounts or what you're still trying to collect. If you want to support the channel, head to patreon.com/Setsuko, where you can get involved in support for as little as $1 a month, with some awesome perks if you choose to support higher than that. I hope you're having fun in whatever it is that you're doing, and as always, I'll see you on the next video.